My brain injury happened in a car accident. We hit black ice as we were driving and went off the road and rolled 3 times and then hit a tree. I was ejected and paramedics found me about 30 feet from the car. I was breathing and my heart was beating, but I wasn't responsive.
After multiple incidents, 2 car accidents, really bad concussion playing hockey. Went back early to finish my season. Sustained a few more.
I just want to do all the things at the same time. I want to be in all these different places. My brain injury really slowed my life down. My emotions were heightened. I was a lot more. I felt that I grieved the life that I had before. I always wanted it back because I loved my life for what it was before.
Still getting, daily or bi-daily headaches. So for about a year after my brain injury, just dealing with some mental health problems, depression, anxiety, vision, and a bit of memory problems. So they've improved a bit, the memory ones, but the vision's still there. Still have problems focusing on car trips, and screens get blurry and whatnot. So
Being patient with myself, I can be pretty hard on myself. Stopping to meditate and just ponder on your feelings and thoughts, that has been a huge learning experience for me. I love to hike just in general, but I would say that wait, what was the question again? There's so much that changed. I wasn't able to be a student, wasn't able to be an athlete, but things that did stay the same was that nature, the world around you was still there.
counseling and family and friends and healthier lifestyle. Exercise has been a huge thing for me. The gym, kind of just like a place you can get in a positive mindset and move on.
Moving to Kelowna, my life it's been hard as a result of my accident, but I would have never been able to move to British Columbia at the time that I did if I hadn't sustained my TBI. Kelowna was where my journey of truly loving myself began.
For me, is I got my diploma in criminal social justice at Okanagan College.
Working out. And I know that people never want to talk about that. They're like, oh, I hate working out. But I'm like, seriously, my mental health is so much better as a result of just moving my body. Good sleep. My emotions have been a lot more heightened since the accident, and I've been a lot more reactive. I feel like when I get a full night of sleep, I am not as easily agitated.
For me, I use Advil, ibuprofen, whatnot, and I've talked to a neurologist to kind of guide me on how early on to take it. When you start feeling it come on, to kind of guide me to prevent that from turning into a migraine instead of just a headache. Just drinking water and eating healthy, exercising.
Yeah, I would say that that's the hardest thing. If I was feeling oh, I'm not good enough, per se, I've felt those feelings way stronger after. Making things accessible for not just those who are the greatest athletes or the ones who have all the experience, but for any kind of person, no matter what they've been through, that's huge. I want to make life, I guess, more accessible for anyone.
GP, the neurologists or counselors, they don't talk down to you. They treat you like an adult. And big one is take you seriously right from the beginning. You don't know how much people are telling the truth or how much that there's a stigma around it that they want to hide it. So just someone that can kind of find their way through that when they're working with a client is just, yeah, that's a big one for me.
I think that for any relationship that communication is so essential. But I think that also it's important to remember, like, as you go into a relationship, let's say you like really like a person and you want to be spending like every day with them, that you don't need to define yourself as a TBI survivor. Like, you don't need to be like, well, you know what, I can't do these things because I sustained a TBI. But I think that it is important to share with them your story, in that, like, this is something that's happened to me and these are symptoms that I've experienced.
Surround yourself with people who think the same way, who share the same values, and who are willing to like provide, support. Who aren't in that relationship between yourself and whether it's a friendship relationship, your family, whether they're there actually to support you or to benefit themselves, but get someone in there who's positive and looking out for you, because at some point you'll probably need to lean on them. Definitely early on you'll need to lean on them.
Talk about it. I would have loved help in setting boundaries, and also just like having learned about that earlier on, but like learn how to communicate about my brain injury, the symptoms that I was experiencing, in a healthy way with the people who are closest with me, so that like I want to share anything with, and then also with strangers, like how I can talk with them.
It's just that, there's, for me, I was chasing hockey, and you get to a high level, or you've been doing it your whole life, and it's easy, to make that who you are, and kind of your whole personality. But and then something like a brain injury happens, and it would have been nice to know that there's other things out there. For me, I found school. I love it now, and working out to replace that activity in my life.